buddies, here we got our 16th episode of our Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode here on the PS4, guys. In the last episode, we went and did the 15th episode, which we did the year 3 draft, and we ended up making quite a few good selections. So if you did miss out on that episode, make sure you go check it back out. Link will be in the description. I don't even ever mention that as usual, but I mean, all the previous videos that the previous episodes of this series are just in the link in the description, so you can go down, click on it, and you can go right back to the other video if you did not see it. But now we are here in the year 3 free agency, and we're going to be doing lots of sim probably in this video. Let me quickly show you view contracts. I'll show you the guys that we drafted if you guys don't even care if you didn't see that episode or whatever. So here's no, that's not it. Unsigned, there you go. These are most of the guys that we drafted, just minor picks, but the bigger ones, which I actually just realized we signed, I'll show you through the process of going through our whole roster. So we could use a backup goalie, and then this is our potential goalie that we drafted, 13th overall, Benjamin Comrie, medium elite potential, so hopefully he can develop well. Defenseman, this is what our defense is looking like, Merkley in our system. I'm trying to think. Makinen we drafted this year. He's a big defensive defenseman. Hopefully will develop good for us. Now right wingers, you know what, we can just go straight up forwards. So this is what we're looking like up front. There's a couple of guys down in the AHL just because they're really young. Just the game defaults it in the off season like that. So that would include Heischer and a couple other guys, but these are some of the guys that are up. We got Levin. He may be ready for next year. We'll have to see. There's Heischer, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So our general top 4 defensemen, top 6 forwards are all ready for next season. We're just going to have to see how a lot of guys develop. As for forwards, did we draft anyone else that oh yeah, we drafted Lazarev. So I'm not sure if you guys actually saw him back in the unsigned section, but here we drafted him right after Benjamin Comrie, and Lazarev the grinder will hopefully be a good PK guy for us of the future. And yeah, so that's what our team's looking like. I've pre-scouted everything that we need to do, at least in free agency. There's not going to be any trades unless actually we do need cap space, which I'm not sure. It will depend on whether or not we sign the certain players that we want. But I got a couple comments, and I read over them, and I looked all through free agency, younger guys that could potentially get better, and something to improve our team for next year, obviously. So the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and attempt to re-sign our goalie from last year, Sergei Bobrovsky. He wants 6 years at $7.675 million. We're not going to give it that much to him, but we're going to try and give him a reasonable contract. Florida is interested in him, so that's just the situation. Now we're going to try and give him a pretty cheap deal, 7.5. Maybe 7.75. You know, I'm just gonna go 8 because we can always trade him, obviously. But the big thing is the salary cap has gradually gotten bigger over time, and that realistically by this time, 3 years in, $8 million is almost how much 7.5 would have been in the cap. Although we do have buyout penalties, I'm going to try for 4 years, and we're going to try, 4 years. You know what, I'm going to do 5, and I'd rather go for like a cheaper contract. So let's go for 4 years at 7.5. Yeah, we're going to keep on trying. If nothing works, we may go after Rinne or Pavelec or Enroth or someone else there. But for now, we're going to see if we can re-sign Bobrovsky. Now, we could use a couple defensemen for the AHL and also for depth, and we also, or just in general, need defensemen because we don't know who's going to develop yet. So first of all, I'm going to take a gamble and see if we can sign Brandon Montour, who's a depth defenseman, as an RFA. We're going to sign him for the max we can without giving up a draft pick. So that would be 1.45. I checked that out before this episode. No picks required. There you go. If he signs with Anaheim, that's fine. Defenseman. Who else can we go after? Let's look down here. And let's go after some younger guys, potentially. Actually, let me just do this before I forget. There's a defenseman here, Petrovicki, defensive defenseman, 21 years of age. And let's see if we can bring him into the team. There's a couple teams interested in him, that being Chicago, and it will probably increase. He's 21 and already 73 overall, so that's pretty good. But we really need to look for just a defenseman that can play as a number 6, number 5 kind of guy. Just solid enough defensively, like 5-on-5 and a decent puck mover. TVR could be an option, definitely. Yeah. Let's keep on looking. I did pre scout, I guess you can say, all the players that we're looking for, but I sort of forgot. I think, okay, yeah. So there were a couple of younger guys here. Brock Phillips, he's 21 years old, a huge defenseman, solid defensive stats. There's, yeah, a couple guys here I was interested in. There's a higher AHL top 2 defenseman that had solid stats. Ernst, 22 years old. Yeah, I like his stats. We're going to try and see if we can pick him up as well. More teams are interested. That's okay. 0.75. And let's go for... Should we go for... You know what? No, let's go for a more established defenseman. So, who do we got for depth? We can go for some top 6 guys. Hunwick wouldn't be a bad option, but I'd rather just go for some depth guys just because they're cheaper. TVR I think is a good option, so I'm going to try TVR on the team. 1 point... Yeah, we'll just go 1 mil, see if he accepts that deal, and that should be good. And maybe bring in a guy on a 2-way contract. So, let's see. 78 overall. Pearson, that wouldn't be bad. Bringing in guys on cheaper deals. Yokapaka is a 73 overall. I wonder if he would grow if we try to re-sign him. He can be in for depth in the AHL, and maybe if we sign him, he'll go back to his old self. So let's see what happens if we try to sign him. It says minor top 2, so he should get back up to the higher overalls, and he should be okay for solid depth. And let's see, any other guys? Versteeg, no. Okay, so 2-way players. Is there anyone else we want to sign here for the AHL? I'm going to just go to UFAs. We need to sign a 4th-line guy with defensive stats, so I'm going to go after Hyman here. Just because I like his overall stats, and the previous season in the AHL he was a very good player. So I'm gonna sign him. Let's give him 1.2 mil. I debated going after one other player, that was Antoine Vermette, but he could drop. And in previous seasons he's been a minus player, not a big minus player, but generally he could also just drop in general. So we're just gonna go with what we got. I think that should be it for all the guys we need to sign. Yeah, I'm not going to give any contracts to any of these guys. We don't need to give them contracts. It's okay. I like the guys we signed. We may need to look at possibly a bit of an upgrade on defense. It also depends on if we have the cap space enough with all those guys plus Bobrovsky. So we'll see if Bobrovsky signs. Continue to advance day. Yokapaka accepts. TVR accepts. Hyman. Montour accepts, but he also still has to go through Anaheim. Ernst accepts. Petrovicki accepts, and we get tons of young defensemen. And Brandon Montour will stay with Anaheim, but Bobrovsky declines. So we're going to give Bobrovsky a couple days, see if his price comes down. If he signs with another team, that's all right. I mean, Korpisalo in general is a younger guy, and he is supposed to be our guy for the future. Let's be demanding out of Yokapaka. There you go, strong tone he likes. So keep on going with the sim. We'll go up to, what day is it? It's July 9th, July 10th. Let's see if we can go and sign Bobrovsky now, if he's available. And if he's not, we can go and check. Pavelski and quite a few players are still up on the market. I'd be curious to go sign one of them. There's 2 guys interested in Bobrovsky, Florida and San Jose. So his price, we could drop his price massively to 6 years at 6.5. So you know what? Let's try going longer term, cheaper contract. Okay, advanced day. No, he rejects instantly. That's kind of interesting. Keep on searching. There may not be any goalies actually available if Enroth goes, or if he went. Yeah, he did go. So there's not really anybody. I'm just going to go with Vivalainen for now. And no one's interested in Bobrovsky anymore. So let's go to 4 years. And we'll go to 7.4. I think we tried giving him a 7.5 deal before. But you know what? We might just have to trade for a goalie or see if Vivalainen works out or Merzlikins. We just need to make sure that no matter who our goalie is, he has decent stats and can play at least 500 games for us, preferably just above 500. I'm just gonna sim to somewhere in the season, and we're gonna see if we can sign Bobrovsky. I really want to get the sim done straight away, and we're already 10 minutes in, so that's kind of annoying. But you know what? That's just how it is. Sim to next season. We can now stop the sim. We'll see how far we're in. Probably somewhere in August, I'd guess, or just before August. Anybody Fleury's on the trading block, that could be interesting. Jokinen was traded from New Jersey to Pittsburgh. And for prospects, any signings? I don't see any big goalies being Bobrovsky. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't think he was signed. Yeah, I think he was not signed. I could be wrong. Maybe we just needed to go down a bit more, but we're just gonna keep going. Come on, Pavelski. Wow, he's still not getting signed. That could be a guy we should possibly go after. But we have a lot of forwards. So Carolina, they're looking at Bobrovsky currently. 5 years at 7.25. We'll see if he accepts that. We're just gonna keep on throwing offers at him, and I'm not going to overpay for him because no matter what, it's going to be a massive contract, and we're capped. We are a capped team, especially with young guys eventually coming in through the next couple of years. So, yeah, okay, I'm just going to sim to next season. If he's available, then maybe he'll want a 1-year deal or something. But for now, we are just going to roll with this. Wow. Psych. Okay. Second round pick for Cam Ward. I think that's a bit overpaying for a goalie, but 85 overall. What is his stats? He's actually won quite a few games. His stats aren't that great though. If he comes to our team, I'm not sure he'll be great. So I'm going to decline this for now. That's actually not a bad deal though. May have to look into that, but yes. Now I will skip to the end of the season. If a Cam Ward trade comes up again, I'll just skip it. Any other trades, we'll see. I'll show you guys. But for now, we'll sim to the end of the season, or to the start of the season. What the heck? To start off the Year 4 season, the Columbus Blue Jackets have been negotiating with some teams, and there has been a trade to announce. The Columbus Blue Jackets trade Alexander Wenberg, Nick Mutry, and a third-round pick in exchange to the Montreal Canadiens for Andrew Shaw and Philippe Danault. Will it go through? And it was accepted. The Montreal fans are going to be cheering in the streets when we announce this deal. I'll take deals like this any day of the week. So, I started off this season with a big trade for a couple reasons. Wenberg wasn't going to fit in our team anymore, and I think most of you knew that. He had a great season last year, but realistically, he would have been on our team. Where I would have wanted him in our lineup would have been, unless he grew, which he did not really at all, he would have been a third liner, either right wing or center, probably center. He could have played second line center, but then that would have meant that either Hischier or Dubois goes to the third line, and then that's not happening. So I traded for a more defensive player and a fourth line center that we needed in Philippe Danault. So I'm going to show you guys the line changes that I made for this season. All right, boys, how's the team looking now? We got Cam Atkinson, Nico Hischier, Tyler Toffoli as our top line to start off the year, along with the second line being Brendan Saad, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Oliver Bjorkstrand. Third line, Sonny Milano, Boone Jenner, and Andrew Shaw. Fourth line, Michael Latta, Philippe Danault, and Zach Hyman. Honestly, guys, I love this team now. I don't see why we can't make an impact. There's one thing that could be a bit shaky, though. On defense, we have Werenski and Ryan Murray as our top pairing. We have Marcus Nudavara and Seth Jones as our second pairing, and then Diddlin Hetherington and Martin Weinhold, who grew an 80. Well, he's an 80, but he's an 81 with morale right now. So we're going to see how he does. If not, we have Stenlund for depth, who's a 79 overall with morale boost, so he can play as a defensive or offensive player. He has some solid stats all around. And then TVR, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, can come in for defenseman injuries. And now on goal in the net, we got Jonas. I don't even know actually how to pronounce his first name. Jonas Korpisalo. And then as our backup, we have Vini Vivalainen until we decide who our backup's going to be. It's going to be Vivalainen for now, but potentially it could be one of these guys in Merzlikins or even Turnbaum, but that's less likely to be Turnbaum. So for the AHL, did I actually... Yeah, I traded Mutry. So I might actually end up signing another player, guys, for the AHL, just because I'd like to have a couple more better players to play with some of our prospects here. But we will... I will show you some of the stuff they did. I made sure to get Mackinnon in there. So we got power play. I edited it all that way. So Abramov's getting some time because he's 21. He's actually stalled in his growth. So hopefully he can continue to get better, though. There's the 4-man PK. Penalty kill. I decided to get Gibbons in there because, you know what, he's 71 for faceoffs. That's all right. And he has good defensive stats that I'd love to, you know what, I could turn him into a two-way forward and he would be very nice on the third line in the future, maybe even the fourth line, depending. We'll see how he grows. And then David Levin is going to get PK time because he is a good defensive player. He's actually, that's not Levin. This is Levin, 86 for defensive awareness with morale. Before it was 84. And that's still better than his offensive awareness. So we're hoping he can grow his offensive stats even more, but the fact that he's a defensive player just makes him even that better of a player. So now we are going to start off the season. I'm not going to... I might try and sign Bobrovsky, but I may also not. I really hope... I'll take him for 1 year. I haven't checked out. There's Nyquist. We're not going after Nyquist. We're not going to take him. We don't need him at all. We're not going for Hagelin either. I saw him. He's a guy there that could be potentially gone after because he's second line forward for cheap. And there you go. Bobrovsky wants 1 year, and I will take him for, let's see. Let's go for $8.5 million for 1 year. The best thing is we can even, if Korpisalo is doing good enough, then we can even trade Bobrovsky if we want for more assets. That would be awesome. But I like having two goalies in the tandem. So if one of them goes down, we got another. So is there any potential guys that I missed out? Nope. Nothing there for depth for the AHL. We need forwards, right? No defensemen because we got enough guys there. We need guys with offensive awareness because if I'm correct, apparently if you want to develop guys to get better offensive stats with prospects, you want to get guys with high offensive awareness. So Connor Brown might be the perfect guy to go after. I think that would be nice. He wants a two-way contract, so it's perfect. Yeah, I'll give him 3 years. Yeah, you can have 3 years. Yeah, 0.825. See if he accepts. Look for some more guys. Cesarnik. He has some solid stats there. He could be nice on the, even for depth. I might actually just use him as a depth forward. That would be a good pickup. I'll sign him for 1 year though. Let's see, is there anybody else for depth? Any defensive guys with defensive awareness that's decent? Not physical category. We don't need Tom Sestito. Let's see. Kennedy, Pyatt, Thompson, Condra. Anyone here that would be worth a shot? David Clarkson. Oh my goodness. Why not? Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. I'm not going to sign him. I think 2 forwards is actually enough, I think, for now. I don't want to overdo it. So I'm going to just sign those 2 forwards, see if Bobrovsky signs. And I'm liking the way our team's looking now, guys. It's a lot better. I love the defensive forward acquisition in Andrew Shaw. It means that Milano's going to get more power play time than PK time, but that's fine. Hopefully he can develop his offensive awareness that way and maybe become a better player, like an 85 or 86 overall. Cesarnik signs, Brown signs, and does Bobrovsky sign? No, he does not sign. Darn it! Come on. Manage rosters. I'm gonna give Stenlund the chance. I think for now, just to be there. I might. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Cesarnik. Actually, I think where's his what's his name? Is Stenlund? He's cheaper. Yeah, for now. He's younger though, so I'm gonna bring up Cesarnik instead for depth. I'd rather do that, and we'll see how that works out. Edit lines for the AHL. I'll quickly do this. I'll show you guys because it is for pretty much the whole season that we're doing this. Let's see. I could do best lines. I really don't want to do that. Here, I'll just edit the AHL for you guys quick. Alright guys, we are back, and I finished up the AHL lines. These are what they're going to be looking like. And yeah, we got Levin, Estefan Gibbons, Abramov, Kwiatkowski, and Connor Brown. And then we got Jovanovski, Stenlund, and Vegetti, the two younger guys. Jovanovski and Vegetti going to be on the third line there. Those are the rest of our potential guys. Belushi and Hakkinen helping out on the fourth line. And there's the scratches players. No one really of value, just Turnbaum, but I mean, we have a lot more goalies. So Merzlikins and Boulton, there's the starting goalie we drafted a couple years ago. Defenseman, we got Mackin in there once again. Power play, I'll just show you all the lines just so you guys can quickly see. It's basically pretty much the same as last time. I decided to put Petrovic there instead of what's the defenseman's name? Jokipaka. And yeah, that's going to be just so then he can develop his defensive category, Petrovic, because he is a defensive defenseman. So one thing, you know what? No, I'm not going to change it. I was going to say I'm going to change Jenner's position to center, but he can play any position. So no matter what, he's just going to stay that way. And then yeah, we'll just go with what we got. So I think that's pretty much it. We got Cesarnik as for depth. I think we need to sign another offer to Bobrovsky so we can see if we can sign him, because adding him would just make the team over the top. That's it. We sign him and we're good. But although, I mean, I like our goalies, but it would just be even more awesome to see Bobrovsky be there. So 1 year at 9 mil. If we go down to like 2 or later years, he's not going to want that. So 2 years, maybe we can get him for 2 years. Sometimes if you give them more multiple years and then you give them less, they'll accept it because in hindsight they should want more terms. So I'm going to see if that works. 2 years at 8 mil, and we'll see if he accepts that. If not, we'll go back to the 1 year strategy, and I'll take him for like even 10 mil probably. Because then we can retain cap, I guess, if we really want to. I'm not up to retaining so much cap. I don't even know if we actually can, because we've done a lot of retaining cap and buying out players. Probably could have just done it the other way with advancing day. Edit scout assignment. This is year 4, so there's not going to be any of the. Well, there's going to be extra prospects, but there's not really going to be any guys that were like created or edited. So it's just more randomized. So, what do we need? We could use a goalie. No, we have goalies. Defense. I would like to go after some more defensemen. So I'm looking for where there's the most defensemen. There's someone in the rest of the world. That was kind of wild. Dub defenseman. Let's just go to the WHL for 1 month. We'll see how that works out. Bobrovsky is still not budging. I'm going to keep on pushing, guys. It's going to be a really long episode, I think. It might not be too bad. It will be pretty long, but this is going to be a big episode just in general because we were going to do lots of sim anyways. So, I mean, unless something happens with the team, then we might just change it up. But I mean, it should be okay. I don't see why our team's going to like go on a huge losing streak. Our team looks a lot better than previous seasons, just overall. I think a lot of our guys have developed really nicely, and so we should be a much better team. Scoring, defensively, I like our team in general. So I mean, we're gonna lose games here and there. We're gonna lose 6-2 to Carolina, but I mean, it's gonna happen. So there you go. Look at that. Bobrovsky signed for 1 year at 9 mil. He thinks he can add a lot to a team that's destined for a good run in the playoffs. So Vivalainen, your work will be in the AHL. I think I might trade one of our goalies. I think I'm gonna trade. Well, I might trade 2 actually. We'll see. I might trade a couple just because. I think I'd like to go with the guys we have right now in Bobrovsky, and then Vivalainen. We're gonna send him down. So then we'll have Bulletin and Vivalainen. Turnbaum can be an extra goalie in case, and that should be good. Because then if we trade, we'll have 6 goalies. If we trade Bobrovsky, and eventually, just as a potential option, just saying, if we trade Merzlikins, which we will, then we'll trade Merzlikins. If we trade Bobrovsky, then we'll have 4 goalies that way, and then we can move up Turnbaum or Vivalainen, and then we'll have Bulletin. Yeah, okay, so we'll have enough goalies. So we're gonna trade Merzlikins first. Edit lines, we'll just have to quickly edit the goalies, but we can do that pretty quick. So we'll trade Merzlikins. I was just saying because if we do eventually trade Bobrovsky, we may need to bring a goalie back, and we may still if we want a backup goalie, if that happens. But I mean, it's fine. We should be okay. That will come up if it comes up, but I like having 2 goalies, 2 elite goalies in my mind. I think both of them are elite goalies. Vivalainen and Bulletin will be there in the AHL, and that should be good. So, by the way, I forgot to mention, Levin is the captain in the AHL. Just when I did best lines the first time, he kind of they gave him the captaincy. Once again, I don't know how best lines just gives captaincies away, but it does. So, oh well. That's something. That's one thing I don't like about NHL. Honestly, it's like a little pet peeve. Just the fact that they just best lines, it'll give captaincy to one of your best players instead of maybe a guy that you'd rather give captaincy to. And then they lose morale and gain morale. It's ridiculous. We were gonna go trade Merzlikins, so no one's really gonna want him, but we don't really care. Actually, we could probably trade Turnbaum. I'd rather do that because he's probably not going to develop, and it's better to have a better goalie. Merzlikins is actually wanted by LA. I don't know why, but they want an AHL starter. That's probably it. That's kind of funny. I've never seen that. New Jersey, potential as a backup. Which team needs it more? They have a starting goalie potential. They have 3 goalies. They have Kemper. Wait, no, that's Minnesota. How am I getting mixed up with Minnesota? Elliott. Ooh, he's an AHL starter. Maybe that trade isn't looking too good for them. Oh my goodness, his stats are awful. Is there any other teams? Oh, realistically, I guess we should trade him to a Western Conference team. So, and they don't need it. And Washington. Wow, Samsonov. Just to show you guys. Wow, he's become an elite goalie, guys. Well, good for him. They don't really need a goalie. So we're going to just go to a Western Conference team just so then we can trade assets. LA, I guess we may be able to get better assets if we just trade him straight to LA. So LA, let's take a 4th round pick because you want him. And he's 25 years old. Propose a trade. Look at that. Trade accepted. We got a 4th round pick for him. Not bad. And we get to keep Turnbaum, which honestly I'd even trade him for assets. Another 4th round pick with his value. But whatever. Okay, so calendar. I've wasted long enough time. Guys. I said mixing up words. So let's get the preseason done and over with. It's not going to matter if we lose 8-0 to Philly. No, we beat them 3-0. That's nice. But if we lose, it doesn't matter. Once we get to the regular season, I hit my mic. Sorry. Once we get to the regular season, that's when it's all going to matter. We're going to have Edmonton, Nashville, 2 home games to start, and then we're going to have Toronto on the road, Arizona at home, Chicago on the road. Those are our 5 first games of the season. You guys can see it on the screen. I don't need to tell you. I'm just thinking of things to say because preseason doesn't matter. So although we're losing in preseason, I'm not worried at all. I'm really not. It don't matter. It's all good. I'm curious to see how year 4 turns out somewhat because I haven't been keeping too much track because obviously the episodes have been a bit slower. I take a lot more time in between episodes than I used to. But, as of right now, Chicago, are they necessarily going to have any depth after, Kane and Taves are getting older and then cap is not going to help. But I guess the cap has gradually grown, like the cap space because just finances and whatnot. So Edmonton, Nashville, Toronto. Yeah, we're just gonna go right through the first month. We can go right through this. Let's see how our young guys develop. I decided to. I told you guys. Well, you saw it, but I decided to keep 11 in the AHL because 80 overall. Well, 81 with morale, but I didn't really. We don't really need him up in the NHL. I mean, he could be a fourth line guy, but meh. It'll be fine. And apparently we're losing to literally, in common day time, what would be very awful teams. Edmonton, Toronto, and Arizona. Actually, I take that back. Arizona and... not Arizona, sorry. Edmonton and Toronto are not that bad, actually, anymore. We beat Chicago 6-2. So maybe we just went up against some tough teams because McDavid and Matthews and all those guys. And, yeah, so that's all. That should be okay. Let's go... Yeah, we can just go straight... I'm just going to go defenseman for, like, every league because I'd like to go and... draft some more defensemen because I think we need some more top four guys. We may need to trade for a top four guy because although we have two great goalies, defense could be a potential issue. But we do have Jones and Werenski, which I'm actually really excited to see. I mean, we're 3-3, so it's gonna be early on, and we can potentially go on losing streaks, but we also could potentially go on winning streaks. So I mean. Stuff's going to happen. I can't complain. If we are going to have another losing season, then whatever. We go draft another defenseman. Maybe that's what we need to improve on. But I like what our team is looking like. So I'm not going to complain. We'll look at stats. We'll look at what we can maybe improve. If we do need to make lineup changes, maybe we need to spread out the offense, change out the PK lines. I don't know. But we're going to just keep on going through. So we're 5-5. I'm okay. It's not 0-10. So... which I feel like it would be in previous seasons. I don't know why. Toffoli, 7 points in 10 games, right? So that's not too bad. 1 goal, though, so maybe spreading out Atkinson. No, I mean, 5 goals. Who knows? Maybe we need to spread them out. Let's go forwards. So, the top line's a -3, but they have Hischier and Toffoli getting offense, so that could be nice. Dubois, Atkinson, Saad... So Toffoli's going to stay on the top line regardless because he's a first-line role player, and I'd like to see him be that first-line guy. He's in his prime. Maybe moving up Dubois wouldn't be too bad because he's a +4. Maybe switching up Dubois and Hischier. But, I mean, the Hischier and Toffoli are getting points, but someone suggested that we put Dubois actually at left wing. But as for our top 6, these are the guys right here that I want to be in our top 6. So bottom 6, bottom 6 I'm not too worried about. Fourth line isn't doing that great for some reason, but I mean, we're going to have minuses. So very early on, you know what, I might just leave it for now. Just because it's really, really early. Nedavara has 4 points though, and he's a +4. So I might debate putting, contemplate, or just, I might ponder on the fact of putting Nedavara back on the power play instead of Murray, but we'll see. Let's see how our goalies are doing. Wow. Korpisalo has really not gotten the shot. I need to go check and see if Rotates Goalies is on, because I'd really want to see it on, like, I wish you could, like, put in either a button to switch it mid-simulation, or you could choose, like, something. It's on auto rotates goalies. That's not auto rotates goalies. We're gonna do I don't know. It's not rotating the goalies though. He had 1 bad game. So what? Give him 3 in a row. If we have a good enough team, they'll play good in front of our backup. Like, what the heck? It's ridiculous. I was hoping for Korpisalo to be the starter. Guys, to be fair, maybe he just isn't a backup and he's more suited to be a starter, because he wasn't doing that bad at the end of last season, and that was without Bobrovsky. So I don't know. We're going to keep on simulating. We might stop halfway through the month just to check out stats again, maybe do some line changes if we're still 500. Because I mean, if we're 500 after the first month, that's not great. It's not Colorado bad, but it's not Chicago great. So, I mean, we just got to keep on trying things. Vancouver, there's a win against Vancouver. I'm curious I didn't even see their record. Winnipeg, there's a 6-4 win. We're getting offense, which is nice to see. Toffoli, Hischier, young guys developing. I'm really glad Hischier developed much better. He was like stuck at an 83. Now he's an 86, and his defensive category is like 4.5 stars. So that's awesome. He's going to be a complete player. I love Dubois as well. Like, our center core, it's looking a lot better. And Wenberg, I hope he does well in Montreal. And speaking of Montreal, look at that. They're right there. we are on, not to, like, knock on wood, not to spoil anything, which we ended up losing. We are on a 4-game winning streak. Now we're on a 2-game losing streak. We lose 3-1 to Montreal, but that's all right. 2 games back-to-back against Washington after this scouting trip. Let's go defenseman to the Q, the big Q, the QMJHL. Let's see. Washington, can we get a big win? No, we lose 3-2. So not quite offense coming. Offense isn't coming. It's just inconsistent offense right now, but it's all right. Come on, get a big win. There you go. We got 2 points out of Washington in those 2 games, so that's nice to see. Winnipeg, they're struggling. We should be able to get a win here, and there you go. That's a big win, 2-1. Philadelphia, they're struggling as well. They're going to be in our division as well, so can we get a win? There you go, 5-2. So we're pulling ahead a bit. Abramov, it says, is up top injured. Now he's recovered, so 3-second injury. Good to see. Pittsburgh 6-1 big victory, and then a big loss 6-2 against St. Louis. So we're still consistency issues, but I mean we can go on a winning streak or we can go on a losing streak. Things will happen. Surprisingly, no injuries. Again, knock on wood. So hopefully nothing happens. 2-1 loss against Ottawa. We're losing a lot of 1-goal games, and it's kind of disappointing, but we just got to keep on working. So, yeah, it's a tight division. We're out of a playoff spot, but we're within 4 points of first. So, it's all right. We're doing we're not doing awful. When you're as good as me, recent performances like these are just the norm. You can always do better. Don't rest in your laurels. Shaw, he lost morale due to your demanding approach. Wow. I would have thought Andrew Shaw was a gritty player that could just punch me in the face if he was upset. But no, he just goes and cries. So. Oh well. Let's go make a shake up. Let's go check out stats. Yeah, we'll check out stats. Dubois has 21 points in 24 games. That's pretty good. Well, 24 games. That's pretty good for Dubois. Maybe we should make a change there. Entire league, let's see. Let's see where we are in relative to the whole league. Vancouver is actually 4th in the league. That's kind of cool. Columbus. Oh my goodness, I couldn't see us for a second. Where are we? Okay, we're literally midpoint of the league. Offense is coming more than previous years, so it's not that bad. Defense is doing pretty well, decent as well. So, you know what? We're actually not that bad. Power play, everything is middle of the pack. Power play could potentially be moved up a bit. We'll maybe change things up. PK, we're worst in the league. I love to know how the heck that's even physically possible, but we're just going to have to make some changes. So let's go back to player stats. Again, long video, guys, but hopefully, apparently from a long time ago, the comment section said you guys enjoy it. So maybe reassure me on that. But yeah, it's looking good. Power, you know what? Yeah, we're actually not doing that bad. For whatever reason, we're literally losing games really shortly. We don't have many minus players, goalies. Korpisalo isn't playing that bad. He's not winning games for us, which isn't helping. But Bobrovsky is playing just like his Vezina Trophy self. Atkinson at 24 games is already at 10 goals. We're almost we're just past a quarter of the way through the season, and he's on pace for like his usual 38 goals. So that's nice. Toffoli has 17 points. Maybe spread out the snipers. We might do that. Heischer is a +4, 17 points. Saad 15 points. Bjorkstrand 15 points. Werenski 14 points, so he's doing much better. Shaw 10 points, he's doing solid. Ryan Murray 8 points, maybe take him off the power play. Where is Nerdavara? Nerdavara is now struggling a bit to get offense, only 6 points. So maybe if we do give him power play time, he could do better because he does have 3 goals. So we'll try out things. Seth Jones only has 7 points on the power play, so maybe change things up. Shaw we could put on the power play. I'm just trying to figure out stuff. Saad could be put on the point. I really want to get that power play going. It's unfortunately not really doing much. Weinhold is doing solid. Plus players are Hetherington and Weinhold, so that's nice to see. Yeah, everything's going solid. So it is just a bit of an unfortunate trend of losing games by a couple goals. But I mean, we're actually not that bad of a team. And I mean, we're pretty close in our division. So we can potentially make some line changes. I'd like to change one thing. Let's go Atkinson for Saad. And then he has 10 goals on the left wing, so we'll keep him there. But we're going to do Saad, Heischer, and Toffoli in exchange for, second line being Atkinson, Dubois, and Bjorkstrand. Yeah, Atkinson's our top line guy, so he's getting 10 goals on the first line, though. I don't know, just that want to make changes, but I don't know, we're in a strange spot. I don't want to make anything change though. Bjorkstrand, who's not? I mean, our top line is doing pretty good defensively. First, how's the third line? Is the third line? Third line's doing all right. Everything's doing okay. I just don't know what it is. Defense. I mean, even we're not really pluses. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Let's try boosting up that top line a bit more. That could be dangerous, but we're gonna try it. So power play. Let's move Bjorkstrand up to the top line. Power play. We'll see if that sparks anything. Got to get him Atkinson on the point. Actually, I want to make sure Atkinson continues to get power play time. Milano. We have Milano getting power play time. He's got 8 points. Let's give Shaw the chance because he's a solid player for us. We'll move Sod. Yeah, let's change things up a bit. Our top line producer is only doing so good. So, you know what? No, we'll get Dubois up there actually instead. Yeah, we'll get Dubois up there. I really want to stack up that power play. I want to get more scoring. I don't know. I just want to win games. I don't know what to do necessarily. Yeah, we'll put Shaw on the point because he's a defensive player. I'm just trying tons of things. PK, Hetherington's getting nice time there, so that's fine. Shaw, the penalty kill is not doing well for some reason, so we're going to change things up. Let's get Dubois back on there. So we're giving Shaw more power play time, so we'll move him down to the PK. That's fine. And we'll get Heischer up on that top line in PK because he's actually better defensively. So we'll see how that works out, and maybe some changes will do better. I want to get Korpisalo in there. 5 games played. Yeah, we'll get Korpisalo in there for the next game. And let's slow sim it. Let's put him under pressure and slow sim it. It might actually take him out. I'm going to watch that goalie stat. It's at 88 right now. So it's at 90 now. No. That's not rotates goalies. I told you to put in Korpisalo. And then you put in Bobrovsky again. I understand he's an elite goalie, but we have a starting goalie who's 25, literally in his prime. It might have to be Corey Schneider for a 9th overall pick incident again. I wish I wouldn't mind. 9th overall picks are pretty good in this game. At least in real life. Maybe not in this game. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to slow sim. Korpisalo game against Boston. Come on, 500 team. 6-2 win. There you go. I like to see that at Korpisalo. He deserves to get some more starts. Ernst. We'll just replace player. We have that other defenseman, Murty or whatever. I think Murty? Yeah, it's Murty. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe it's someone else. The 70 overall guy, Kara, whatever. Point against Tampa, so there's no time loss. That's nice. We're not losing by 1 goal in regulation. Another shootout loss. I will take it, okay? Can we get back on the scoring sheet for wins, though? No, we cannot. We lose 3-0 against LA. Come on, we've got 3 losses in a row. That's not acceptable. There's a win. Anaheim and Detroit. Let's see if we can get some big wins here. Let's pull ahead here. Anaheim's a tough team. Good challenge for us. I know we can come through here. Edit lines. Let me quickly do this because it's just going to take 2 seconds, and it doesn't matter. We can actually check and see how Levin and all those guys are doing. So let me just give me a sec here. Ernst, yeah, we'll get him back in there. He's an 87. That's nice to see. Developing nice. -3, -5. Let's make some changes. Let's get Petrovic up there because he's a 0, so maybe that'll change things up. Yeah, we'll get Ernst up there. Get him for 1 tease. Yeah, there you go. That works. Let's get the younger guys up there. Estefan, the power play, 11. He's got 24 points in 24 games. He's a point per game player. That's awesome. He's got 24 points. He's got 23. Let's see how these guys are doing. Abramov, wow, he's a -13. Kowalski, 9 points. Brown, 11 points. I feel like they could be doing better. Let's see. Vegetti and Jovanovski. Let's mix things up. Abramov, I want to get him some ice time. So let's switch that. Abramov, get him on there. And then Kowalski, Brown, and Estefan. That should work out. We're just making some line changes for the AHL just to help him out a bit. It's going to go to it's going to go to AHL games. So there's a win against Anaheim and a win against Detroit. Beautiful. Just beautiful. There you go. AHL is 14-19-2, the Cleveland Monsters. More scouting. Let's go American defensemen. Only 5 of them, so let's go 3 weeks. Washington, we got we got a win against them. Or the season series is 1-1 right now, and we lose there. That's a big loss there. Washington is in our division, but we get a big win against another divisional opponent. Then we lose against a divisional opponent. Lots of divisional opponents here in this month. Back-to-back games on back-to-back nights. Come on, Philly, get a big win there. Back revenge for that Thursday night game, and a 4-3 overtime win against Islanders. Coming in clutch, 20-13-3. That is awesome. Finally, we're starting to win more games. As I say that, we lose in a shootout, but I will take it because that's a point. That's much better. Just taking a couple points here and there in overtime and shootout, that's acceptable. That is 100% acceptable. We are getting really long here, but let's go even farther. We're on a roll here. Why stop? Buffalo, New Jersey, Boston, Ottawa, some Eastern Conference teams here throughout this entire month. Not many Western Conference opponents. Some Central Division teams to end off the month. But let's see. Jack Eichel and the Buffalo Sabres. We got a home game here. Let's get a big win for our fans. As the scouting instructor or scouting guy interrupts me, let's go after Russian defensemen. 1 month. Maybe they can rush the puck. We actually could use an offensive defenseman. Weinhardt isn't really an offensive-minded defenseman. He is, but he also wasn't getting many points. So we could give him more power play time, but yeah, let's not give up those draft picks. I mean, it could give us offers, but we're okay. A point there against New Jersey, I will take it. A point there against Boston. We're on a losing streak. Come on, guys. Let's get some wins here. Ottawa, big win. They're a tough team, but we can beat them. Nope, we can lose 1-0, though. Come on, guys. I'm not seeing I'm not liking what I'm seeing right now. Oh, Ryan Murray is out. So let's quickly check out the stats from here. Did I not change this? That's weird. That's very weird. That's very, very weird. But apparently we changed Jones. That's okay. I guess I didn't. Oh, it's probably because I switched him back because I was concerned. TVR is a defensive defenseman. Yeah, he's getting his first shot. Let's get Weinhold in here. Wait, no, he's actually playing pretty well. Well, Hetherington's playing pretty well. Let's get Jones in there. What is he? He's a plus 17. Wow. You know what? No, I take that back. They're playing like crazy. So, wow, our defense is a lot weaker than usual. But you know what? We're gonna roll with it because he's actually not that bad. And yeah, they're not that bad. So let's see how our team does now. Bobrovsky is doing once again very nice. Let's get Korpisalo in there for another game. We'll do that. Yep. Third line, we're just going to check quickly over just plus minus because that means we're doing better 5-on-5. Power play, I'm not seeing. We're getting more goal scoring, I think, though. That's not too bad. Andrew Shaw, how's he doing on the power play? He's got about 20 points. Yeah, that's all right. Dubois slowed down a bit, so let's move Shaw there. No, let's put Saad there actually, because Saad is he's been a very good offensive player for us in the past. Let's see if we can get him some more offense. Let's move Weinhold here to a more permanent position because I'd like to see him get some offense. Maybe he can develop, even though he is only a 7th defenseman potential wise. Let's see if he can get something done here. Yeah, that should be good. Scratch. I'm going to quickly check. Is Murray was getting decent points, but he was a minus. Cesarnik, he's okay being scratched for now. We've made lots of changes. We didn't really need to. That should be good. Let's change Jenner up there because he's actually done very well. I'd be optimistic as to giving a guy like what's his face, Milano, some more ice time on defense. But you know what? We're just gonna roll with what we got. We made some line changes just for fun because we were in a bit of a losing streak there. There's a big 4-1 victory with Korpisalo in the net, so he isn't that bad. Although it's only one game. There's a point against Toronto. Come on, guys. I like that we're getting overtime and shootout losses now, but I would like to see some more progress in the factors of getting, just better stats, I guess you could say. Let's quickly see how TVR did in that game. He got one shot, was a 0, but that's all right. That's all right. He played solid. Actually, 2 games he played in, right? The Islanders, there's a point. Come on, guys. That's 6 losses still. I'd like to see some more wins. I love that we're taking it to overtime, but there's a win against Florida. Come on, let's go on a bit of a winning streak here. We're a winning team. We can be a winning team. Come on. Slowly, these regulation losses are piling up, and that is really not good. I don't know what to do. It's always going to creep back up on us. We're going to flip and start losing like crazy. Adam Lowry for a second and a third. Would that improve our team? Probably. Defensively, that really would. But he's a -1. So do we want to bring in a minus player who's 17 points? I might. Hopefully he doesn't get traded, but I'm not going to make that trade now. I'm going to see what you guys think for making that trade for Lowry. That would be a good rental / even potential guy to get eventually. Neuvirth, trading our first and getting a second. We don't need him. If we traded Bobrovsky, maybe, and if Neuvirth had good stats. I'd only accept Neuvirth if he had good stats. 7-2, big victory against the Rangers. I'm going to stop the episode there because we were in a bit of a losing streak, but it's been a long episode. Very, very long episode. It's probably over 50 minutes, but you know what? You guys like long episodes. So whatever. Yeah, it's really tight. So if you think we should make that Lowry trade for Bobrovsky for a goalie if he starts... He's not really started to start. I honestly think we should keep our goalies the way they are. If you think there's any line changes that should be made, our offense could be doing better, but... I mean, Dubois slowed down, so maybe make some changes there, but Saad's a -4. He struggled to score this season. He might be on pace for just under 50 points. You got to look at just points there. Like all these guys, all of them up till maybe Dubois are like less than 50 points probably. Let's see. Fourth line, Deneau 16 points, +10, 0, +14. Jones has only 11 points. I'm really surprised about that. Werenski has 29, though. He's doing really well. 30 points in 50 games, basically. Nice to see. Jones is a big plus player. Maybe splitting them back up wouldn't be too bad again. Ryan Murray's a 0. I mean, the defense is doing pretty good now. We could make an upgrade on defense, I think, potentially, instead of Weinhold, maybe. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. Goalies... Bobrovsky only has 2 shutouts, so yeah, I think our defense could use a boost because I think both these goalies have done much better. Korpisalo's picked it up, that's nice to see, but I think if we want to win games, then we need to be better defensively, and realistically, we definitely could use an upgrade on defense. Potentially another like a puck moving guy. I'm only going to trade for a guy who has good plus-minus, good stats. So let me quickly show you guys the stats. Ovechkin has 32 goals this season. Tarasenko 30. Brock Besser, that's sick to see. He has lots of offense happening. 27 goals, 38 points. Kane, Barkov, Laine, he's ripping it up. 24 goals. There's 3 points. Not too shabby. Crosby, yeah. Pasternak. Okay, we get the point. So all these guys are doing very well. Points. There you go. That's all we got. Now let's go rookie skaters. Quickly see DeBrincat, Elias Anderson, some names there. Yul Levy. He's doing filthy. Wow, that's pretty nice. His defense awareness is only 81, but you know what? That's still pretty good. That should be pretty much it. Let's see. AHL. Let's see. Not rookie skaters, but just skaters in general. That's just our team. He's slowed down point-wise, probably because we put Abramov there. But Abramov's done a bit better. Maybe putting the guys back together would be better. Wahlstrom, he's doing very well. Some interesting names to look at here. Veselainen, Senishin. Yeah, if I want Levin to progress, I think I might have to move what's his face, the Abramov guy. So we might have to put him with different players because he just can't score for some reason. That was an interesting guy to look at. I'm just looking all around, guys. Sorry. Yeah, let's finish up the episode here. Defensemen go for points. Can we go entire league, please? Can you just stay on entire league? Like, that would be really nice. Points, 42 points for Klingberg, 14 goals for Cam Fowler. Yeah, it's pretty filthy over here. Plus minus, I didn't really want to check that out, but that's all right. Goalies, let's see. How's Bobrovsky doing in the Vezina race? He's probably doing pretty well, I'd say. Shutouts, not very much, but if we had a better defense, I think it'd help. Excuse me. Matt Murray, I'd say. Yep, he's doing really good. Potentially, that's interesting. Soderstrom. Demko, he's developing very nicely. Where is Bobrovsky? He is way down there, but he has very good stats. So he could win the Vezina if we helped him out more. So, guys, I'm going to leave it up to you. Leave me some comments down below if there's any changes you think we should make to our team, to our roster, lineup, whatever you want to do. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to be going away on vacation. Well, it is vacation, it's spring break, but I'm going to be going away to see family for the next couple days. But I mean, it'll be okay. It was a long time. It'll probably be quicker as long as I make the video pretty quick as soon as I get back. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like. It helps a lot just for support. Yeah, you guys have been actually awesome leaving likes down in the videos. We've basically hit an average of like 5 to 7, so that's pretty good for my channel, or for this channel. Sorry, AJ, I didn't mean to do that. But anyways, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one.